Hello. Hello, Rachit.
Hello, Adriano. How are you doing? Sorry, I'm joining a little late.
No, we haven't started yet, so you're in time. I cannot
Okay.
see you.
Yes, let me switch it on. Just trying to set up my camera.
Okay.
So, where are you based out of?
I am in Italy.
Oh, it is late for you.
Not so late. It's 9 p.m.
Okay, that's not bad.
But and where are
Yes,
you? Where are you? In
I'm in California.
okay, California. Great.
Yes, yes.
Wow. And Jerry is in the UK.
Yeah.
Werner is in Austria, and Alberto is in Italy. Here, not far from where I live, in the
Very
northern
nice.
northern Italy.
Yes, very nice meeting everyone.
Nice to meet you. Great. Okay, so I think we can start now. And I don't know, maybe Werner and Jerry have some agenda to propose.
Yes. Yeah.
Do you want to start, Werner?
Yes. I think I last at our last meeting I have shown you the space cruiser between the moon and the Earth orbit. I
Yeah,
have done some additional sketches and paintings which I want to show to you.
great.
Okay, but it's okay. Just a moment. Okay, this is the space-to-space transport systems. My concept written, it was by Adriano at the first time. I have not changed it yet. Last time I have shown you what will be to travel and to transport humans and cargo in the cislunar space as a space-to-space transport. And you see, like the Apollo missions, it would take approximately 3 to 4 days to travel to the moon and also to the Lagrangian points. The average distance is about 384,000 kilometers. And you see, this are the traveling. So my first idea was the so-called space cruiser, a preliminary design of a civilian STSV. A space cruiser is a machine which may travel from Earth orbit to lunar orbit, from Earth orbit to the Lagrange points, and from lunar orbit to the Lagrangian points. The space cruiser has 3 rotating modules with about 50% of simulated Earth gravity. So this is a model of the so-called space cruiser. It has a length of about 100 meters and a total diameter of about 67 meters for a crew of 6 persons and for 18 passengers. So now I have drawn some details about one of the modules for the passengers. They contain of an upper floor and a lower floor. The upper floor is the living and working area of about 75 square meters. You see it up there. And the lower floor are rooms for about 8 inhabitants, 8 persons, which contain of 6 passengers and 2 crew members. And you see it here. It is about 16 meters long and 7 meters in diameter. And here you see the access tubes to the central hub. And here you see a section of such a module. So this is the upper floor, this is the lower floor. Once again, a picture where the space cruiser is docked to an orbital station with similar to gravity. Maybe it is an orbital station in lunar orbit around the moon, for example. And then I have made some ideas about a Mars cruiser. For the journey to Mars, we propose an extended version of the space cruiser, 6 rotating passenger modules for 36 passengers and for 12 members of the crew. And additionally, we propose landing vehicles for landing and takeoff from the Martian surface. So this is a drawing of the Mars cruiser. It has a length of 125 meters and 80 meters in diameter. And it has 6 modules with a rotation radius of about 40 meters. And the simulated gravity can be muted between 40 and 80% of Earth gravity. It's here. You see the main engines. You need, of course, auxiliary fuel tanks. And here are the Mars landers, the Martian landers. Once again, a picture where it is arriving in Mars orbit. So here see the silhouette of Mars in the rear of the picture. So this it was. Thank you.
Quite interesting. Very nice. Very well done, Werner. Yes,
Thank you.
I think this could be the seed of a paper for the Congress. Why
Yes,
not?
yes, I'm intending to make a paper for the Congress.
Excellent, excellent. And yeah, the problem is, one problem is that normally IAF wants only new papers that were not published before. Therefore, if you want also to present this concept to the IAF in Antalya next year, the IAC, well, it should be a different paper, let me say.
Yes,
The concept can be the same, but it should be presented in.
I can cite myself then, of course. For example, I can cite myself. I can make citations.
Yes, exactly.
Of my papers.
Okay.
Werner, I have
yes.
2 questions for you.
Please.
First of all, around the outside, the 6 outer modules, you've decided not to have a connecting outer ring. So to go from one to the other, you have to go down to the center and then back out again.
I wanted to reduce material amount.
Okay.
This is the only reason for that.
Okay. The other thing is the modules metal based like those on the ISS, or are they?
Yes, they are rigid modules. They're rigid models because if you have a look on the interior, of course they have to be rigid, in my opinion.
Okay, so the follow-up is what about radiation shielding?
It is, I think I would use water. You can see it. Maybe I can make it a little bigger.
Yes. Okay.
So you see how the outer wall is about. Aluminum shell.
Right.
Trapezoid sheeting. Between the trapezoid shielding is foam glass inside, and then the radiation insulation is water. of course, we have to make a study of if this is enough. Maybe 100 million of water.
10 centimeters.
I suspect.
Yes, 10 centimeters of water.
Yes.
I'm afraid it's too little. It should be.
Yes, maybe.
Yes. And particularly for the length of a flight to Mars.
Yeah. Yes, but we have the opportunity to make here some caves. We can also make some water water inside here, and so we may increase the amount of water as a radiation shielding.
Or maybe you could add layers of other materials. For instance,
yes, of course.
Layers of polymer, because
polymer, lead,
hydrogen-rich polymers could be used.
Yeah. Yes.
Because they are also light. The problem with water is also the weight.
Yeah.
Of course, we will have multiple layers. Of course, multiple layers for shielding are necessary.
The water can also be used for the crew.
Yes.
Necessities.
Yeah.
And recycled, so.
Yes. It's all here.
Yeah.
Okay, are there any other questions? Arising?
Have you made any consideration about propulsion and the sizing of tanks? Because this is critical, especially for the Mars vehicle.
I have here, I think there are some auxiliary fuel is necessary. What kind of machine, what kind of engine, I will still make a study. Now it is, of course, just hydrogen and oxygen, a normal rocket engine, but we could also think of maybe of nuclear power engine or something like that.
Yeah, could be.
I will make some research about this in the next month.
And what is the source of their electrical power?
A nuclear resource.
Okay.
It's a nuclear resource. Nuclear.
Okay.
Because we are far away from the sun. If we fly to Mars, we are far away from the sun, and I think we need nuclear sources.
Yeah, but we have actually used solar cells even out to Jupiter.
Yes, but
they've been much improved since the early years. But okay.
Okay. So this it was, from my point of view.
Very nice. About nuclear propulsion, maybe I could reach Professor Giancarlo Genta of Politecnico of Torino, who made many studies about nuclear propulsion, and he could also be maybe updated about the last findings about that. And of course, we have to make clear that we are not talking about science fiction. We are talking to vehicles that can fly in 2 or 3 years, let me say. Therefore, okay, this is what we need to use. And also, we have other contacts about small nuclear generator, nuclear engines. One of these guys made a webinar for Space Renaissance Academy a few months ago. He's an Italian. He works at Enea, and I don't remember the name now, but I can.
That was about electric energy production, not propulsion. Yes. Yeah, of course, we need also that because I also agree that maybe for this kind of vehicles, nuclear power is better than solar because you would need very large solar panels for this kind of vehicles because you need a lot of electric power.
Yes. Yeah.
You're
Consider
far
that on
away
Mars
from the
is true.
sun.
Consider that on Mars the small rovers have solar panels, but even a big rover on Mars is nuclear.
Of course.
Perseverance, the rover,
Yeah.
NASA rover, the largest one, is nuclear.
Mm.
Otherwise, you need a very
I
large
think
panels due to the distance from the sun. Yes, you need twice
I
the
think
size of
also
the
that the
panels.
Russians have made some studies. The Russians have made some studies the last years about nuclear propulsion.
Ah, yes,
So
yes.
I have to check this. I have to check
I,
it.
I think I think that nuclear propulsion is very important not only for reaching higher speeds, but also for reducing the use of the quantity of fuel that you need,
Yeah.
or better the mass that you need to use for propulsion. Because
Yeah.
with nuclear you have a higher velocity, so you have a lower mass, so you need smaller tanks. Otherwise, the
Yeah.
tanks take a lot of space in the ship.
Yeah.
It's a big problem for Starship, by the way, because
Mhm.
you know that Starship has chemical rockets, of course,
Yes.
and most of Starship is tanks, but they must be refilled in orbit. And I think that the calculations is there that you need to launch 26 starships to send one to Mars, the others to
Mhm.
refuel the first.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
Well, yeah, I think, yeah, nuclear is definitely a better solution, I think. Okay. So, well, any other say? Okay, my comment, Werner, is always the same. In my opinion, uh, your rotating concept is too small. Therefore, I think the Coriolis effect will be a little bit noisy if we want to reach the simulated gravity, even
I
only
can make it bigger. I can
50%.
make it bigger anyway, but it is a question of what you will pay for it. It is of the cost.
Yes, but yeah, well, I think that
Uh,
there's also the point.
making the diameter double will not be such a bigger cost, maybe.
No,
And maybe,
Adriano, there will be a structural issue also because this has a propulsion and so on. So
mm,
I I think that it becomes the larger you make it, then you make it also it also heavier. So
yeah,
maybe it's better not to have, but as Werner is proposing, not to use full Earth gravity, but for instance, half Earth gravity,
50%,
uh,
50%,
50%, or when going to
50%
Mars, you can
reduction.
reduce to 40%, so and match Mars gravity, for
yeah.
instance,
Mars
when you
has
go, when
Yes.
you go.
40% approximately.
Okay. For the travel, I agree that we even, especially in the Earth to the Moon, that's only 3 days. Even a reduced gravity, lunar gravity, let's say, could be enough, 0.6 or what it is. But if we think about permanent stations,
No,
then
this is different. This is
okay, that should
It's
be
different.
one
Yeah.
G.
no, it's different. These are vehicles, not stations.
And considering that the travel to Mars, okay, if we use nuclear propulsion, it could be fast,
It
quicker.
could be a shorter flight time to
Yeah,
Mars if
maybe
we will
three months or
nuclear.
so.
Yeah.
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 But if we use usual propulsion, it will be 1 year, and 1 year is already an important
No, 6 months, 6, 7 months.
months. Okay, then 6 months.
But in any case, what we need, this is another demonstration that we need experimentation of
Of course.
simulated gravity in
Yes.
Earth orbit before, because
Well,
we don't have data.
now we're talking about Island Zero, which is
Yeah,
designed specifically to do that.
Yes. Of
that's
course.
why we need the Island Zero before going to Mars with this kind of vehicles because we need
Yes,
Island
yes.
Zero to experiment with simulated gravity.
Yes. Werner, what's the rate of rotation that you're looking at?
It's about 3 to 4 rounds per minute.
Okay.
It's on the limit.
Yeah. No, that's okay. It's just that for going to Mars, though, even aiming at about 40%, then the crew really will still need to carry out a fair amount of exercise each day to maintain their health.
Yes, they will do, and they will do also on the Martian surface.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, now maybe Jerry, you have something, some update too?
Well, seeing as we've mentioned Island Zero, I'm not sure how many of you are aware that I've been in contact with a manufacturer in America. They produce Vectran fiber. This is stronger than Kevlar. It's 5 times stronger than steel. And they produce it as a raw fiber and supply it to other manufacturers who then weave it into webbing, which is used as a layer in inflatable units. Now, in our exchange of emails, the manager of international marketing for this company has said that Island Zero is the most practical space habitat design that he has ever seen, which is a fantastic statement of support. I've also made some other adjustments so the lifts from the central hub out to the outer modules, which, as I've said, would be rack and pinion, which would be simpler than trying to use pulleys and having additional mass to counterbalance. That I've made some updates to the design of the lift and also to the interior design of the main modules. I'm giving a presentation on this at the British Interplanetary Society on Monday, the 6th of October. And that's because this is during World Space Week. The BIS is the national coordinating body in the UK for National Space Week. And the theme of World Space Week this year is living in space. So Island Zero is the perfect topic. So that's on the 6th of October. If you go to the BIS website, we'll be there in person for the audience there, but it will also be broadcast online. So have a much wider audience. And of course, also, I'm doing a presentation on Island Zero for the first SRI webinar, yes, in the series. And that will
29, the 29th.
Next Monday, the 29th.
Yep.
So it's 8 p.m. my time, 9 p.m. Central European time, and
yes,
for the others.
Great. Okay, so I think it's useless to anticipate anything now because we have a presentation in 1 week. Therefore, we will see everything next Monday. Good. Well, Alberto, do you have any thing to say about Island Zero or about other topics?
No, about the no, because I'm not. I'm focused on the other thing that is the participation to IAC this year. So
Energy.
I have
Yeah.
not. No, I was thinking about the possibility for next year, not going on with data centers, but uh, updating my old presentation about launchers, because there are many,
Okay.
there is a lot of news in about launchers. There are many other proposals for usable launchers that are approaching the first missions, the first tests in 2026.
That's fine.
So,
Yes. Good idea.
apart from Starship, that is not going so well in the end because it's very late. But there are other launches. There is Rocket Lab with the Neutron. There is Stock Space that is new, and they are going very fast in developing their vehicle. And their vehicle is fully reusable.
Okay.
Okay, they have already done several tests on the ground. Especially the second stage is the critical point because the second stage is reusable, not like Falcon 9. They have a second stage that is reusable. But the principle is completely different from Starship because it uses the heat shield is integrated with the engine. So it's not like a Starship that goes down sideways. Their vehicle goes down like all space vehicles in re-entry, so in reverse with the engine down that also performs the function of heat shield. It's a very interesting proposal. They have developed new things,
And
completely new ideas, nothing to do with Elon Musk.
I think China also is doing
Yes,
progress.
but they are just copying Elon Musk.
They are copying. Yes, that's true. Okay.
No,
So
they are well ahead. They have tested various vehicles, but they are based on the same principles as Falcon 9.
yeah. Okay, then, okay, to go ahead, thinking about the Congress and possible papers to be written, or we could ask, propose someone to put to develop some papers. I think if we give a look to the topics that we are proposing in the session, in the Space Tech and Industry session, we have, okay, space-to-space transport vehicles for passengers and cargos. And this is Werner is developing it. And of course, we will co-author and contribute and so on. Low-cost, reusable, safe and ergonomic launchers, Earth 2 from orbit and Moon 2 from orbit. And this could be what Alberto was mentioning right now. Then orbital debris, we should see if somebody is working on this because it's still a very important topic to be discussed and to update the situation, the state of the art, what is going on, who is doing what, and all these kind of things. Then energy feeding the space settlement in Earth orbit on the Moon, Lagrangian points, Mars, and beyond. So this is the global issue of energy from 360 degrees, all the energy needs in space. Okay, cloud computing. We have a paper now at IAC in 1 week by Alberto. Also producing fuel in space from orbital debris, moon and asteroid resources. I think we should solicit someone to write on that. New propulsion techniques, robotics, artificial intelligence. Then space tourism. Okay, space tourism seems to be not any more of fashion, let me say, because I remember some years ago everybody were talking about space tourism. Now the interest seems to be a little bit lower. Economy, the potential of electronic money to boost big space projects and civilian space development. I am attempted to write something on this point, and maybe calling Papazian, Arman Papazian to help me to co-author. Near Earth objects, defense on Earth and in space, utilization and mining, moon mining and industrialization, cislunar economy, Mars, a logistic node between internal and external solar system, nuclear fusion design for Mars mission, fast Mars mission, and of course the report on what we made in the past, our committee made in the past, the past Space Science Academy transport mining industry near Earth object. We should have a report in the session, the Congress session, about the work we have made in the past 4 years. So I would solicit all of us to review the session topics and think who we can invite to present abstracts on some of these topics, and so we can go ahead and invite them. And well, I know Werner, for instance, you know people at East in Russia and other East countries.
I could ask some colleagues from the Austrian Institute of Astronomy,
yeah, okay,
which I can contact, and maybe they can make, or one of them can make a presentation about the New Earth objects, for example.
Yes. All ideas are good, and
I can ask there. I can ask.
Excellent. And yeah, we have to find someone about moon mining and industrialization and asteroid mining. It's also a very actual topic, because the cislunar economy is maybe going to start before 2030. We hope that some steps will be made and so on. And so I am asking all of us to think about the topics and think about inviting someone to present on these topics. And if we have ideas now, please, maybe, I don't know, Jerry, do you have ideas who we can invite for some of these topics?
I'll have a think about it.
Yeah. Okay, we will also spread this call within our members in the Space Renaissance members assembly, that the committee, the Space Tech and Industry Committee, calls for contacts to be invited to present at our Congress on these topics. I think, yeah, I will ask all of our committees to do the same, engaging our membership to think about the Congress and think about colleagues to be invited. Okay, so this is. Can stop sharing, or you still want to watch this?
Do you want to move on to the next section, the space habitat session, because that's related to this?
Okay. Yeah, I was thinking about space habitats next meeting, but however, let's go. Yeah. So simulated gravity, space stations and habitats, life and health protection from solar and cosmic radiation, green environment in space habitats, green ergonomics and beauty, making life in space habitats better than on Earth, analog training for astronauts and for space settlers and migrants, space medicine and okay, this is the domain of Susan, of course. And also here the report. So, okay, So if you think that these topics are a little poor in number, feel free to propose other topics to be added in these habitats. Okay, consider that we also have the living in space session that covers some of the same points, but the aim is different because the living in space is making its living in space committee is making its elaboration on the basis of human requirements. So is working with the requirements for habitats, while the Space Habitat Committee and session is working with design concepts. So one is let me say philosophical, and the other one is technical. Just to give a simple classification of our.
Just as a confirmation, how long is each presentation intended to be, Adriano?
During the Congress, you mean?
Yes. Yes.
Well, I think is the standard time of all conferences is about maximum 15 minutes.
Yeah.
In question and answer. While, of
On-
course,
on
in
that-
our webinar, preliminary webinars, we have 1 hour.
Yes.
So the lecture can be more detailed, let me say.
Sure. So what I was going to propose is that for the Congress, that so on Island Zero, it would just be a shortened version of that, but I would concentrate purely on Island Zero and perhaps give a separate presentation, say, on the history of large space habitats.
Yes, yes. Well, that would be very interesting too, of course. Good.
Okay.
Okay, so well, we know what to do. We have the form to submit the abstracts. Submit an abstract. Okay, here you can choose the space engineering and science, tech, and industry. And here you have all the proposed items, and you can put your abstract title, to upload your abstract, to upload your bio, and some picture if you like. Okay, so names and so on, and you can submit your abstract here. Same thing, you can do registration. You have seen that at the end what we choose, and we don't know if it will work. Maybe nobody will register because it's not free. However, it is 25 euros for SRI members and 50 euros for non-SRI members. So if you are a SRI member, you are also required to put your card code here. If you are not, okay, it's 50 euros. So we hope that we will have registrations, because also our finance need to be a little bit sustained, and so next year we will have not only the Congress, of course, we will have also other initiative to carry on. I think we will retake the 18 SDG campaign, and of course participated to IAC in Turkey, and therefore we need this small contribute. I think this is very low, because I know that, for instance, the National Space Society, I think the registration fee is about $100. So we are asking very, very lower money. Okay, so this is, yeah, there is some because some of the forms are on the main Space Renaissance website, while they are called from the 2026 Space Renaissance. However, okay. This was what I wanted to say about the Congress, and if we don't have other points to discuss, we could even close. Less than 1 hour today. Very, very efficient. We can only wish a good flight to Alberto, that is flying in 2 days, I think, 3 days.
Yes.
And but maybe we will see us even tomorrow, because we have another meeting tomorrow. I don't remember which one, but we have maybe space policy.
About the space politics,
Policy, yeah.
I cannot join the meeting tomorrow. I'm sorry, I cannot join it tomorrow, but I think this is not so important for me. I have other things to do tomorrow, so I can't join tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow is the space policy, yes. Okay. Well,
Space policy.
dear friends, thank you very much for being here.
Thank
And,
you.
Thank you,
let's go
everybody.
ahead. Ad astra. Bye-bye.
Ad astra. Ad astra.
Ad astra.
Bye-bye.